Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you to the February 24th, 2022 Meandering Road Improvement Project's virtual public hearing, which has been pre-recorded for the proposed construction project of Meandering Road from State Highway 183 to Anahuac Avenue and Lieutenant J.G. Barnett Road from Meandering Road to the Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base East Gate in River Oaks and Fort Worth in Tarrant County, Texas. We appreciate your interest in the Meandering Road project and welcome each of you. Please note that you may pause this presentation at any point to allow more time to view the slides. Thank you for joining us. My name is Ricardo Gonzalez and I serve as the Director of Transportation Planning and Development for the Fort Worth District of the Texas Department of Transportation, better known as TxDOT. This virtual public hearing, presented by TxDOT, is being provided to share information and to encourage comments from the public regarding the proposed Meandering Road Improvement Project. The project webpage for this virtual public hearing is www.TxDOT.gov. Search Meandering Road. Given the unique circumstance of the COVID-19 outbreak, along with our commitment to protecting public health during the national emergency, TxDOT is conducting this virtual public hearing to avoid in-person contact. Additionally, TxDOT is providing an in-person option for individuals who would like to participate in person instead of online. Attendees at the in-person option will be able to view the same presentation delivered in the virtual online public hearing, review hard copies of the project materials, and leave written comments. This presentation will cover the same information the Fort Worth District would have shared at the in-person public hearing. However, the comment process for the virtual public hearing will be different from what we normally conduct at an in-person hearing and will be explained shortly. All project information can be found on the TxDOT website. For health and safety reasons, we encourage the public to view the project materials displayed online to avoid in-person contact. Full versions of the virtual public hearing displays are available for download at www.TxDOT.gov. Search Meandering Road. Here is our agenda. I will pause for a second for you to read it over.
The virtual public hearing has been convened by TxDOT and is being held to receive and consider comments from the public regarding the Meandering Road Improvements Project. You may have attended previous public hearings conducted by TxDOT. However, for the benefit of those of you who have never attended one, I would like to explain why and how the department conducts a public hearing. A public hearing has four essential purposes. 1. Inform the public of the status of planning for the project and present recommendations based on studies performed to date. 2. Describe the project so those attending can determine the project's potential to affect their lives and property. 3. Provide the public an opportunity to see information and express their views at this stage in the planning process when flexibility to respond to comments still exists and before location and design decisions are finalized. 4. And finally, to develop a record of public views and participation to accompany recommendations for subsequent decisions. The virtual public hearing is being held in compliance with both federal and state laws. A transcript of this hearing will be made available for the official record. TxDOT and the cities of Fort Worth and River Oaks have conducted many public involvement activities for the Meandering Road project since 2017. The initial stakeholder kickoff meeting was held on August 1, 2017, and a public River Oaks Town Hall meeting was held at the City of River Oaks on December 15th. In 2018, a River Oaks Town Hall meeting was held on April 3rd, a peer review meeting on June 5th, and another River Oaks Town Hall meeting on September 4th. In 2019, a Town Hall meeting was held on April 2nd at the City of River Oaks with the NCTCOG attending. 2 City of River Oaks city staff workshops were held on August 7th and October 22nd, and a City of River Oaks City Council presentation was given on August 8th. In addition, there have been various meetings with affected property owners since the project's inception, many of which are ongoing. Public hearing notices were published on February 9, 2022 in the following mediums: Fort Worth Star-Telegram for English and Spanish, the Dallas Morning News for English, and the Dallas Morning News Al Dia for Spanish. The public hearing notice was posted on the TxDOT webpage at www.txdot.gov on February 4, 2022. Hearing notification was also placed on the sponsoring cities' websites. Notices or postcards were also mailed to elected and public officials, stakeholders, and adjacent and affected property owners. The proposed project is approximately 1.4 miles in length. The project limits are along Meandering Road from State Highway 183 to Anahuac Avenue, along LTjg Barnett Road from Meandering Road to the NASJRB East Gate, and along Roberts Cutoff Road from Meandering Road to State Highway 183 in the cities of River Oaks and Fort Worth, Tarrant County, Texas. This graphic shows the aforementioned project limits, with the project generally beginning at its eastern terminus and ending at its western terminus. Meandering Road currently consists of a 4-lane roadway with 11-foot wide outside travel lanes and 12-foot wide inside travel lanes in each direction. No outside shoulders, and curb and gutter drainage. LTjg Barnett Road, from Meandering Road to the eastern NASJRB gate, currently consists of a 2-lane roadway with one 12-foot wide travel lane in each direction. No outside shoulders, and open vegetated ditches or swales. No pedestrian or bicycle accommodations exist within the project limits. Under the no-build alternative, no construction or construction impacts would occur, and the project's purpose and need would not be met. Roadway conditions would continue to deteriorate. Traffic would continue to queue at the intersections, and pedestrians and bicyclists would continue to travel without safe, dedicated sidewalks and bike lanes. The purpose of the proposed project is to construct an arterial roadway that provides a safe, efficient, and cost-effective transportation facility designed to meet projected travel and demand. The proposed project is needed to address deteriorating conditions of the existing roadway, operational safety deficiencies at several intersections, accommodate bicycles and pedestrians where no facilities currently exist, and to better size the facility to meet the needs of the surrounding area. Multiple alternatives have been considered since the project's inception, and a preferred build alternative has been agreed upon. Under the preferred alternative, Meandering Road would be reconstructed from 4 lanes to 3 lanes with 2 11-foot outside lanes, one 12-foot turn lane in the center, a 10-foot wide shared use path on the north side of the roadway, and a 6-foot sidewalk on the south side. Stormwater drainage would remain curb and gutter. On LTjg Barnett Road, the roadway would be reconstructed from 2 12-foot wide lanes to 11-foot wide lanes, and adding a 5-foot wide bike lane in each direction on road, a 6-foot wide sidewalk on the north side of the roadway, and a 10-foot wide shared use path on the south side. A curb and gutter stormwater drainage system would be installed. From the east side of the West Fork Trinity River to the east gate of the NASJRB, only pavement restriping would occur, i.e., no construction. From the east side of the West Fork Trinity River to the east gate of the NASJRB, only pavement restriping would occur, no construction. The intersection of Meandering Road and Roberts Cutoff Road would be shifted northward, and a new traffic signal would be installed. Roundabouts would be constructed at Meandering Road's intersection with Yale Street and LTjg Barnett Road. The roundabouts would include pedestrian and bicycle facilities. A dead end would be created by the project at the eastern end of Brock's Lane at LTjg Barnett Road. Safety lighting improvements would also be included within the project limits, consistent with City of Fort Worth standards. Approximately 1.1 acres of additional right-of-way would be acquired from properties scattered along the proposed project. Approximately 0.752 acre of temporary construction easements would also be needed. A modern roundabout is a compact circular intersection in which traffic flows counterclockwise around a center island. Entering traffic yields to vehicles already in the roundabout. Approaches are channelized to deflect traffic into a proper entry path, designed to slow the speed of vehicles. The following is a list of why roundabouts are a preferred solution for the proposed project: increased safety, reduces injuries and fatalities. Operational efficiency, higher intersection capacities in most cases. Difficult geometry, ideal for handling 5 or more legs or skews. Reduce costs. Life cycle, collision or reduction savings, societal and economic, are substantial. Quality of life, improved retail access, community gateways, aesthetics, harmonized transportation, and land use. The intersection of Meandering Road and Roberts Cutoff Road would be shifted northward with a new traffic signal installed. Improvements to Roberts Cutoff Road would extend southward, terminating at the limits of the future State Highway 183 project limits. A roundabout would be constructed at the intersection of Meandering Road and Yale Street. Pedestrian and bicycle facilities would be included as part of the roundabout. The addition of this roundabout would serve to improve operational and safety deficiencies at the intersection, accommodate bicycles and pedestrians where no facilities currently exist, and to better size the facility to meet the needs of the surrounding area. Shown here is a video simulation of the proposed roundabout at the intersection of Meandering Road and Yale Street. Signalized and modern roundabout intersection control methods were compared in terms of traffic operations as part of this project. To achieve this, existing turning movement counts at each of the 3 subject intersections for select morning, midday, and evening hours were utilized. The analysis studied the construction year, the interim year, which is the construction year plus 10 years, and the horizon year, the construction year plus 20 years. Traffic models were calibrated through the weekend visits to the area during high traffic events caused by activities at the nearby Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base, Fort Worth, as well as to witness queuing events on Yale Street with local property owners. The proposed Meandering Road facility includes 1 vehicle travel lane in each direction, a dedicated center turn lane, a 10-foot wide shared use path on the north side of the roadway, and a 6-foot wide sidewalk on the south side of the roadway. This portion of the proposed roadway is located primarily within the city of River Oaks. Multiple alternatives for accommodating pedestrians and bicyclists were considered, with the final configuration determined through City of River Oaks, North Central Texas Council of Governments, and TxDOT input. The proposed section of LTjg Barnett Road consists of 1 vehicle lane and 1 bicycle lane in each direction. To accommodate pedestrians, a 6-foot wide sidewalk is located on the north side of the roadway with a 10-foot wide shared use path located on the south side of the roadway. LTjg Barnett Road is located within the city of Fort Worth. A roundabout would be constructed at the intersection of Meandering Road and LTjg Barnett Road. The roundabout would include pedestrian and bicycle facilities. A dead end would be created by this roundabout at the eastern end of Brock's Lane. Like the proposed roundabout at Meandering Road and Yale Street, the addition of this roundabout would serve to improve operational and safety deficiencies at the intersection, accommodate bicycles and pedestrians where no facilities currently exist, and to better size the facility to meet the needs of the surrounding area. This graphic shows a typical existing cross-sectional view of Meandering Road. It shows 2 12-foot wide inside travel lanes, 2 11-foot wide outside travel lanes with no shoulders or sidewalks or bicycle facilities. This graphic shows a proposed typical cross-sectional view of Meandering Road. It shows 2 11-foot wide travel lanes with a continuous 12-foot wide 2-way left turn lane between the travel lanes. A 10-foot wide shared use path can be seen on the north side of the road, and a 6-foot wide sidewalk can be seen on the south side. This graphic shows an existing typical cross-sectional view of LTjg Barnett Road. It shows 2 12-foot wide travel lanes and no bicycle or pedestrian facilities. This graphic shows a proposed typical cross-sectional view of LTjg Barnett Road. It shows a reduction from 2 12-foot wide to 2 11-foot wide travel lanes, 5-foot wide bike lanes in both directions, a 4-foot wide space between the roadway and sidewalk, and a 10-foot wide shared use path on the south side with a 6-foot wide sidewalk on the north side. Federal regulation states that, quote, "The environmental review, consultation, and other actions required by applicable federal environmental laws for the project are being or have been carried out by TxDOT pursuant to 23 U.S.C. 327 and a Memorandum of Understanding dated December 9, 2019, and executed by FHWA and TxDOT. As part of the environmental project, a categorical exclusion, or CE, is being prepared in accordance with the National Environmental Policy Act, or NEPA. The CE will be provided to the public with the environmental documentation, which includes evaluations of the following: right-of-way and easements, bicycle and pedestrian accommodations, community impacts, biological resources, archaeological resources, historic resources, hazardous materials, air quality, and water resources. Environmental impacts would occur in the following areas. Community impacts would occur to environmental justice, or EJ, populations because the census geographies at the intersection of Brock's Lane and LTjg Barnett Road, where a new roundabout is proposed, are greater than 50% minority. However, none of these impacts are anticipated to be adverse since the roundabout would be beneficial for increased safety and ease of access. Community impacts would also occur in the form of potential displacement of quick-way shopping at 1001 Roberts Cutoff Road. Further community impacts would occur to access and travel patterns, right-of-way, and easements. The roundabout construction at LTjg Barnett Road would create a dead end at Brock's Lane. This would result in a shift in the route of access at 6003 Meandering Road and 6000 LTjg Barnett Road to accommodate the new roundabout. In addition, 1.097 acres of right-of-way and 0.752 acre of temporary easements for the proposed project. The North Central Texas Council of Governments coordinated with the Federal Highway Administration, or FHWA, for $18,284,010 in federal grant funds. No adverse impacts are anticipated to occur in the following areas: hazardous materials, historic resources, archaeological resources, biological resources, water resources, traffic noise, air quality, and bicycle and pedestrian accommodations, since they are proposed by the project. Upon completion, the environmental technical reports will be viewable and downloadable at www.txdot.gov. Search Meandering Road. The following technical reports will be available: Surface Water Analysis Form, Biological Studies, Historical Project Coordination Request, Archaeological Background Study, Community Impacts Assessment, Hazardous Materials Initial Site Assessment, and Air Quality Technical Report. As mentioned, 1.097 acres of right-of-way would be required, and approximately 0.752 acre of temporary easements would be required. Regarding right-of-way acquisition, the right-of-way acquisition process would be led by the cities of Fort Worth and River Oaks and will follow standard TxDOT processes. The cities of Fort Worth and River Oaks would take responsibility for their respective acquisitions. The Uniform Relocation Assistance and Real Property Acquisition Act of 1970 is a law passed in 1970 that was designed to ensure that anyone who owned property needed for public purpose would be treated fairly. The law establishes guidelines for the acquisition of property and the relocation of displaced individuals and businesses. It is the policy of TxDOT that individuals impacted by transportation systems expansion shall not be denied benefits, excluded from participation, or otherwise be subjected to discrimination based on the grounds of race, color, sex, age, handicaps, or national origin. Each impacted property owner is offered just compensation for the property needed for the project. To arrive at this value, independent appraisers are hired to prepare detailed appraisals and establish value. A written offer to the property owners is made based on the value determined in the appraisals. Property owners are given a minimum of 30 days to consider the offer. Brochures are available on the TxDOT website at this address. Following this virtual public hearing, the proposed project anticipates an environmental approval in the second quarter of 2022, right-of-way acquisition to begin later in the second quarter of 2022, utility adjustments completed, and construction to begin in the third quarter of 2023, and construction to end in the first quarter of 2025. Please note that these dates are subject to change. This graphic gives a visual representation to the anticipated project schedule. Comments may be submitted in the following ways: emailing Eric Greenman at lam-star.com, calling 833-933-0430 to leave up to a 3-minute comment, filling out a comment card in person or mail to Texas Department of Transportation, Attention Van Rajan Mahida, P.E., 2501 Southwest Loop 820, Fort Worth, Texas, 76133. Online by visiting the website www.TxDOT.gov and search Meandering Road. While comments are always welcome, they must be received or postmarked on or before Monday, March 11th, 2022 to be included in the official hearing documentation. The public may call project staff at 972-764-4606 during regular office hours or email project staff at any time in the project development process. Thank you for joining us for the Meandering Road Improvements Project virtual public hearing with an in-person option. Please do not forget to submit or mail your comments by Friday, March 11th, 2022. This concludes the formal presentation. We are now adjourned.